Start to rev your engine if they take too long to restart. Immediately steer around them and drive on. What does this motorway sign mean? Temporary minimum speed 50 miles per hour. No services for 50 miles. Obstruction 50 meters, 164 feet, ahead. Temporary maximum speed 50 miles per hour. What should you do if you have to make a journey in foggy conditions? Follow other vehicles' tail lights closely. Avoid using dipped headlights. Leave plenty of time for your journey. Keep 2 seconds behind the vehicle ahead. You're driving towards this level crossing. What would be the first warning of an approaching train? Both half barriers down. A steady amber light. One half barrier down. Twin flashing red lights. When would you use an emergency refuge area on a smart motorway? In cases of emergency or breakdown. If you think you'll be involved in a road rage incident. To stop and check where you are. To make a private phone call. After a collision, someone is unconscious in their vehicle. When should you call the emergency services? Only as a last resort. As soon as possible. After you've woken them up. After checking for broken bones. Your vehicle has broken down on a motorway. In which direction should you walk to find the nearest emergency telephone? With the traffic flow. Facing oncoming traffic. In the direction shown on the marker posts. In the direction of the nearest exit. Which instrument panel warning light would show that headlights are on main beam? What legal requirement must be met by a newly qualified driver? They must display green L plates. They must have a new photograph taken for their full license. They must be accompanied on their first motorway journey. They must have valid motor insurance. What should you do when you're overtaking a horse and rider? Sound your horn as a warning. Go past as quickly as possible. Flash your headlights as a warning. Go past slowly and carefully. You've been involved in an argument that's made you feel angry. What should you do before starting your journey? Open a window. Turn on your radio. Have an alcoholic drink. Calm down. When could the cost of your insurance be reduced? When you're under 25 years old. When you don't wear glasses. When you pass the driving test first time. When you complete the Pass Plus scheme. What requires extra care when you're driving or riding in windy conditions? Using the brakes. Moving off on a hill. Turning into a narrow road. Passing pedal cyclists. What will happen if you hold the clutch pedal down or roll in neutral for too long? It will use more fuel. It will cause the engine to overheat. It will reduce your control. It will improve tire wear. What does this traffic sign mean? Slippery road ahead. Tires liable to punctures ahead. Danger ahead. Service area ahead. You're having difficulty finding a parking space in a busy town. Can you park on the zigzag lines of a zebra crossing? No, not unless you stay with your car. Yes, in order to drop off a passenger. Yes, if you don't block people from crossing. No, not under any circumstances. Why should you allow extra room while overtaking a motorcyclist on a windy day? The rider may turn off suddenly to get out of the wind. The rider may be blown in front of you. The rider may stop suddenly. The rider may be traveling faster than normal. What should the driver of the car approaching the crossing do? Continue at the same speed. Sound the horn. Drive through quickly. Slow down and get ready to stop. You're waiting to emerge from a junction. The windscreen pillar is restricting your view. What should you be particularly aware of? Lorries, buses, motorcyclists, coaches. You're about to drive your car. What should you do if you can't find the glasses you need to wear? Drive home slowly, keeping to quiet roads. Borrow a friend's glasses and use those. Drive home at night, so that the lights will help you. Find a way of getting home without driving. What does this curved arrow road marking mean? Heavy vehicles should take the next road on the left to avoid a weight limit. The road ahead bends to the left. Overtaking traffic should move back to the left. The road ahead has a camber to the left. What does it mean if this light comes on while you're driving? A fault in the braking system. The engine oil is low. A rear light has failed. Your seat belt isn't fastened. How can drivers help the environment? By accelerating harshly. By accelerating gently. By using leaded fuel. By driving faster. You're driving at night. What should you do if you're dazzled by headlights coming towards you? Pull down your sun visor. Slow down or stop. Flash your main beam headlights. Shade your eyes with your hand. When may a passenger travel in a car without wearing a seat belt? When they're under 14 years old. When they're under 1.5 meters, 5 feet, in height. When they're sitting in the rear seat. When they're exempt for medical reasons. Why is it important to make full use of the slip road as you join a motorway? Because there's space available to turn round if you need to. To allow you direct access to the overtaking lanes. To allow you to fit safely into the traffic flow in the left-hand lane. Because you can continue on the hard shoulder. What's the purpose of road humps, chicanes and narrowings? To separate lanes of traffic. To increase traffic speed. To allow pedestrians to cross. To reduce traffic speed. What should you do when you meet an oncoming vehicle on a single-track road? Reverse back to the main road. Carry out an emergency stop. Stop at a passing place. Switch on your hazard warning lights. What should you do if you see a large box fall from a lorry onto the motorway? Go to the next emergency telephone and report the hazard. Catch up with the lorry and try to get the driver's attention. Stop close to the box until the police arrive. Pull over to the hard shoulder, then remove the box. You're driving on an icy road. What distance from the car in front should you drive? 4 times the normal distance. 6 times the normal distance. 8 times the normal distance. 10 times the normal distance. When should tire pressures be checked? After any lengthy journey. After traveling at high speed. When tires are hot. When tires are cold. Which type of sign tells you what you must not do? Why should the junction on the left be kept clear? To allow vehicles to enter and emerge. To allow the bus to reverse. To allow vehicles to make a U-turn. To allow vehicles to park. What does it mean if your vehicle keeps bouncing after you sharply press down and release on the bodywork over a wheel? The tires are worn. The tires are underinflated. The vehicle is on soft ground. The shock absorbers are worn. What can be damaged if you turn the steering wheel when the car isn't moving? The gearbox. The engine. The brakes. The tires. What should you do if you want to turn left at a junction where pedestrians have started to cross? Go around them, leaving plenty of room. Stop and wave at them to cross. Sound your horn and proceed. Give way to them. You want to turn right from a junction. What should you do if your view is restricted by parked vehicles? Move out quickly, but be prepared to stop. Sound your horn and pull out if there's no reply. Stop, then move forward slowly until you have a clear view. Stop, get out and look along the main road to check. You're at an incident. What could you do to help an unconscious casualty? Take photographs of the scene. Check that they're breathing normally. Move them to somewhere more comfortable. Splash their face with cool water. What does this sign mean? National speed limit applies. Waiting restrictions apply. No stopping. No entry. You're about to overtake a slow-moving motorcyclist. Which sign would make you take special care? What must you do if your ability to drive is impaired during a period of illness? See your doctor each time before you drive. Take smaller doses of any medicines. Stop driving until you're fit to drive again. Take all your medicines with you when you drive. What should you do when you're overtaking at night? Wait until a bend so that you can see oncoming headlights. Sound your horn twice before moving out. Go past slowly so that you can react to unseen hazards. Beware of bends in the road ahead. Which sign means you have priority over oncoming vehicles? You're traveling along a motorway. Where would you find a crawler or climbing lane? On a steep gradient. Before a service area. Before a junction. Along the hard shoulder. What's the safest thing to do if you have to leave valuables in your car? Put them in a carrier bag. Park near a school entrance. Lock them out of sight. Park near a bus stop. Why is it important to make full use of the slip road as you join a motorway? Because there's space available to turn round if you need to. To allow you direct access to the overtaking lanes. To allow you to fit safely into the traffic flow in the left-hand lane. Because you can continue on the hard shoulder. You're following a large vehicle. Why should you stay a safe distance behind it? You'll be able to corner more quickly. You'll help the large vehicle to stop more easily. You'll give the driver a chance to see you in their mirrors. You'll keep out of the wind better. What should you do immediately after joining a motorway? Try to overtake. Readjust your mirrors. Position your vehicle in the center lane. Stay in the left-hand lane. You have to arrive on time for an appointment. How should you plan for the journey? Allow plenty of time for the trip. Plan to travel at busy times. Avoid roads with the national speed limit. Prevent other drivers from overtaking. What's the national speed limit for a car or motorcycle on a motorway? 50 miles per hour. 60 miles per hour. 70 miles per hour. 80 miles per hour.